Happy Thursday and welcome back to Roundtable. I'm Abby Roberts, your district executive.
And I'm Jennifer Whitaker, the district director.
Will you survive the zombie apocalypse? Find out at the Scouts Guide to the Apocalypse Spring Camporee, Friday, April 5th through Sunday, April 7th at Old Bend Scout Reservation.
Learn rock and tomahawk throwing, first aid, and leave no trace practices. Shoot archery, catapults, and slingshots. Compete in games, a campsite competition, and an awesome cooking competition you're not going to want to miss.
Register now online. The Why I Scout video contest is happening right now in conjunction with the Spring Camporee. Youth members of troops and crews are invited to create and share a video about why I scout. Why is it fun? What have you learned? What exciting opportunities have you had because of scouting?
Videos should be fun, no more than 2 minutes long, and sell the concept of scouting to the viewer. Submissions must be emailed to Abby by midnight on March 15th. Celebrate the Eagle Scout and Summit Award class of 2018, along with the Silver Beaver recipients, which is the highest award a council can bestow upon a volunteer, at this year's Council Court of Honor, which is going to take place on April 13th at St. James Catholic Church in Hofstadt.
Eagle Scout and Summit recipients, their parents and siblings, and their Scoutmasters and crew advisors can attend for free. Check-in begins at 12:15 p.m. and the program begins promptly at 1. We will also be celebrating the winners of the Mary E. Julian Scholarship, the Buffalo Trace Council Eagle Scout Scholarship, and the Eagle Scout Project of the Year, and those recipients have already been told if they've won.
Now's the time to start thinking about how to make your fall program successful. To help your unit be the best it can be, there are 2 important steps that you need to take. 1, come back next month for our roundtable video discussing best practices when planning a program and creating a budget.
And 2, RSVP for Ideal Year of Scouting, which will take place on May 2nd. This year, the location has changed. It will take place at the YMCA downtown in Evansville. All leaders are invited to attend this event for free. There will be 50 to 60 tables for you to visit of council programs, program committees, and also outside organizations who have programs, service, and camping opportunities for your youth.
Final links to RSVP and the Need to Know page linked in the description below.
When would your unit like to have a volunteer come tell the story of scouting? The Friends of Scouting campaign is one of the ways Buffalo Trace Council supports its scouts and provides programming. All the money is raised locally and spent locally.
If your unit raises an average of $35 per active scout, you will receive free rank badges from the scout shop for the rest of the year. But if you raise an average of $50 per scout, you're going to receive all of your free rank badges and free advancements. So that's your merit badges or your pins and belt loops for the rest of the year. Contact Abby to schedule. Travel to another time and place with us at the Land of Lost Legends Cub Scout Day Camp. We're going to transform our backyard into a legendary program for your scouts to come to.
Day camp will take place Wednesday, June 12th through Friday, June 14th here at iCamp Scout Center. We're going to break geodes, dig for fossils, learn about native cultures, shoot BB guns and archery, and have a lot of fun, so we hope your scouts can join us.
National Youth Leadership Training, commonly known as NYLT, is an action-packed program to strengthen youth members' leadership and communication skills. Scouts and venturers 14 years of age or 13 and graduated from the 8th grade who have achieved first-class rank and will hold currently a leadership position in the unit are encouraged to take this course June 9th through 14th, 2019 at Old Bend.
For 2019 only, new scouts in a girls' troop do not have to be first class to attend this course. Registration is now open online.
That's it for announcements. Be sure to check out the links and Need to Know page in the description below.
If you have topics you want us to cover or questions or comments about this video, please leave them in the comment section of this video.
We're going to answer those as soon as we can. And remember, if you like credit for attending the roundtable, leave your name and troop or unit number in the comments below.
Today's topic is service hours, so we've invited Bill Noll, our service hours chair for the district, to talk with us a little bit more about that. But first, a membership minute.
Hi, this is Tanya, the Native Trails District Membership Chair, and I'm here to remind you about our YouTube contest called Why I Scout. Make sure you submit those by March 15th for our troops. And also packs and troops, if you're interested in having a spring membership event, definitely call the office and let us know. Thanks, and I'll see you next month.
Hi, so now we've invited Bill Noll. He's our district service hours chairman for Native Trails, and he's going to talk to us a little bit about his background and why service hours are such an important thing for you to log. Bill, why are service hours so important?
Thanks, Jennifer. Well, first of all, as Jennifer said, my name is Bill Noll, and I'm one of those people that joined Scouts when I was 8 years old, and I never quit. So I've had quite a extensive history in scouting, and I look back on why did I join scouting. Well, number one, it was a lot of fun. I had two older brothers that were, when our church opened up the units, they were Boy Scouts and I was a Cub Scout, and they did all kinds of neat things like camping and hiking and swimming and everything else, and I couldn't wait to do that. So, and the other thing was that not only was it new things they were learning, but learning things to do. Like one of the things I learned was wood carving. Therefore, I have a neckerchief slide that was carved, and I wear that. And but the other thing, as I look back, one of the things I really remember are the service projects that we did. You know, I remember planting small saplings, and I remember clearing out fire lanes in a forest, and I remember singing Christmas carols at retirement homes and everything else. And those things were really important to me because all the other things made me feel good by having all the fun I had and happy. And I was developing as a fit person physically, but I felt really good inside. And so as I look back on it, service projects have always been a main part of scouting and good turns. As a matter of fact, when I was thinking about it, the whole premise of Boy Scouting in the United States was founded on one good turn. And in this chart here shows that back in 1909, William D. Boyce was a businessman from Chicago in London, England, and he got lost in the fog. And so he didn't know what he was going to do because the famous London fog had rolled in, he couldn't see anything. So a young man came up to him and said, "Sir, can I help you?" And he said, "Yeah, I have no idea, I got to find my hotel." So the scout took him to a hotel, to his wallet to pay him money. He says, "Sir, I can't take your money, I'm a scout. And we do this for the good of everybody." And he was so impressed by that he came back to the United States and was part of the founding of the Boy Scouts. And since that time, there have been over 110 million scouts. So can you imagine, one good turn by one scout in England brought 110 million boys and girls to the opportunity to learn more about scouting. So it's always been a part of scouting. It's a very important part about scouting. And that's why we have, as our scout slogan, "Do a good turn daily." And so what is a good turn? Well, it's any action that we do that helps other people, helps the community, and helps make the world a better place. And so scouting has always been having service as part of its hours. So what is the service hour, as you asked? Service hour is basically a special good turn that's done for the betterment of the community. And so that can take many, many forms. If you go back, of course you don't go back that far, but in World War II, I don't go back that far either. That's a little bit before my time. But the Scouts collected metal for the war effort. And they did many things that were large in nature. And of course there's the one they always talk about, Scouts escort old women across the streets. So they can be very small things, but they can be very large things. But they all count.
So service has really been a part of scouting since the beginning. That's how we were founded here. When we have 3 aims in our program, number 1 is character development, number 2 is citizenship training, and number 3 is personal fitness. And service really is a key part of that citizenship training and learning, teaching our scouts to do good things for their community. A lot of other, what does a scout get besides they feel good? What else can they learn from doing service or recording their service hours?
Well, by doing the service projects, as you said, one of the things we try to instill in our youth is their duty and responsibility to the country. And so that makes it a better place, so therefore they feel like they're more participative in the community and contributing to the welfare of their society and community.
So another reason that we might record our service hours is to show our units. So when we have a group of scouts who work together, your scout feels like, well, I've only done an hour of service. But if we can record our service hours online and then print our certificate that we're able to print from the site, we can show the unit, the pack or the troop or the crew, that they've actually together been able to do 30 hours of service to the community in that 1 hour because of so many scouts participating. So it helps our scouts to learn that together we can have a really big impact on a community. While as an individual, we have a small impact, but when we work together in a group, we can have a much larger impact.
Yeah.
For the district level and the council level, recording of service hours is really important. I think some of our unit leaders really feel that, we're not supposed to get credit for our service. We don't want to get, we're not looking to be applauded for the things that we're doing. And we're not asking you to record your service hours necessarily for a pat on the back, which a pat on the back is okay for your scouts when they do a good turn. But what we're really looking for is a way to show the community, to increase our visibility in the community for the things that we do, so that our scouts are recognized, and then in turn we as a district professionals can go out and help fundraise to keep our costs down for our activities and our events that we do, which help engage more scouts in the program. So by recording our service hours, ultimately, we're increasing our community visibility. We're able to then go out and show the community how being in scouting benefits the community as a whole. And then we're able to ask them to support us financially so that we can continue to bring more scouts into the program and to continue to do more projects that will then benefit the community. So there's an independent sector that actually releases the value of a volunteer hour, and they actually released in 2017 that a value of 1 hour of service is $24.14. So if we take the total service hours that were just logged in our council last year, we would have provided over $410,000 of valuable services to the community. And so when you can take and quantify a United Way grant or any other community donation that we're trying to get, it really helps us raise money to support the programs that we have out there that are actually doing the work with our kids and teaching them the values that we want to teach. And so that's a really great benefit of service. And that's why we log the hours. That's why we want to capture the true value that we're providing to the community so that we can do more for scouting and help affect more kids.
Yeah. And the other point is that I've talked to many units in the last few years, and only one unit said out of probably 100 I've talked to said they don't do service hours. And they really did service hours, they just didn't know what a service hour was. So scout units are doing these things, and so the hard part isn't getting people to do the service projects and good turns, but recording them. And so that's where, when we did a survey, people said, why weren't they not recording service hours? The number one reason didn't say, well, I didn't realize there was any benefit to doing it, and so I didn't want to do it. And then they also said they didn't know how to do it. So we've put together some programs that tell people how to log in their hours, And matter of fact, the last time I did it, it took me 4.5 minutes to log
Right.
in my hours, so it's very short.
Logging service hours is a really easy task to do, and it's a really great job for that mom or dad that says they don't have time to really help the unit. But it wouldn't take a lot of time to do it, and it would help them feel like they're contributing as well. All you have to do is record how many people are there, a few other things, which Abby's going to talk about here shortly, and put those down on paper, and then you go in, log in. It takes just a couple of minutes to really select what project you did, put in the number of hours, the number of people, and voila, it's all done.
Yeah, and the other thing is that people don't realize what the extent of service hours are, because they're more than just what the scouts do as a unit. That's one of the biggest fallacies. They think I can only put in hours that were worked on by the unit.
Right.
And actually, any activity that a scout does that benefits community, even if he's not working as a scout troop, if he's a scout, that can count as service hours. Obviously, anything that the unit would do, but if the unit has parents and other people involved, all those hours can count. Right. So and then also the ranks, that there's service hours required in Cub Scouting for different ranks, and also in Boy Scouting. So there's many opportunities of capturing these hours. And of course, even scouts that aren't attached to a unit can always log in, and the district will get, or district or council will get credit for that. So there's many opportunities to do service hours.
Right. So in summation, I think we've determined that all of our units are really already doing hours of
Yes.
service. What they're not doing is recording them. And so what we really want you to do is start thinking about someone in your unit who can be that person who's just responsible for recording the service projects that you're already doing, putting them into the computer, so that we can then benefit your program as well as the rest of Scouting by sharing that information with organizations outside, and also by growing our programs, by making ourselves more visible in the communities that we serve.
And also one last thing is, all units like to achieve their Journey to Excellence. And one of the requirements in Journey to Excellence is service projects. In Cub Scouting, it's you have to do so many service projects. And in Boy Scouting, it's you have to do so many service projects to be bronze or silver or gold. But then we also have the district goal that we have, and our goal is per hours per scout.
Right.
So we have to do average 5 hours per scout, and we have over 5,000 scouts. So that's a lot of service hours we have to do.
And you know what? Even though they have to do service, they also have to log them to get those JTE points for their unit.
Right.
So it's not just doing the service, it also requires them to be logged. So that's really it for service hours. If you have any questions, you can go ahead and put them in the comments below, and Abby or I will answer them as quickly as we can.
So now that Jennifer and Bill have talked to you about why service is so important and the reasons why we record service hours, we're going to walk through step by step how to actually put those hours in. So the first thing you're going to do is go to your computer with internet access and open your web browser. Now I would suggest using Google Chrome or Firefox. Internet Explorer doesn't work with the programs so well. So once your browser is open, you're going to go to servicehours.scouting.org, and you will come to this page. Now I'm assuming if you're watching this video that you are a new user, but if your pack, troop, or crew has a username and password that they've passed down from leader to leader, you can put that in right here to log in. So we're going to click New User, agree to the confidentiality statement, and then you have some information you need to put in. First is your unit ID number. Now this is not your unit number. This is a specially generated number by National, and to get it you need to contact ICAM Scout Center. So if you just send us an email, we can get you that information. Next is unit type. So you would pick pack, troop, crew, ship, and then local unit number. Now this is where things get a little different. You're not going to put in just your regular number as it might be displayed on your uniform. So we're going to use a pack that is no longer active as an example, so pack 382. To use this program, we need to type it in as pack 3382. That extra 3 at the beginning denotes that it is a pack. If you're a troop, that would be a 0. And if you're a crew or a ship, that would be a 2. So we're going to put a 3 there. And then you'll put in your name, your address, and that can be the address of your charter organization if you want it to be. City, state, zip, your email, and then your username. So when you're creating your username and password, there's 2 things I want you to do. First, don't use your personal password. Here at the council, we have the ability to pull the usernames and passwords from this program. So if you use your personal password for your email, your social media accounts, your bank account, whatever it is, we can see that password. So for your own privacy, don't use a personal password. The second thing, which I strongly encourage you to do, is to create a generic username and password that could be passed down from leader to leader in your unit, so that the new person doesn't have to come in and create a new username and password every time. This is also helpful if you have a parent who is going to be logging those service hours for you. Maybe there's someone who they don't have a lot of time to commit to the unit, but they want to contribute in some way, so you have them logging service hours. So that if you have a generic login like pack 3382 and a generic password, they can get in there quite easily. Once you're done with that, you'll click register. Now I already have a password and username created for this, so I'm going to go back here and put it in. So when you log in or after you create your account, you will see this page. Thank you for taking the time to enter your service project hours. And here you have 3 options. The first is to view all previously recorded projects. The second is to report a service project. And the third is to report an Eagle Scout service project if you're with a troop. You do not need to do this. When your Scout turns in that Eagle Scout application to Angie here at the office, she puts all this information into the national database, so the service projects are automatically recorded. So if you go in and put your Eagle Scout project in here, it's going to record it twice, and we don't want that to do that. So we're going to click, would you like to report a service project? And here you have some options about what kind of project it was. What you choose depends on how your unit classifies your project. There's more information out there about Messengers of Peace that I would encourage you just to search for it, and it'll give you some specific ideas of what Messengers of Peace projects are. But for this example, we're going to say that this unit participated in the Native Trails Scouting for Food Drive. So we'll click Food Collection down here. And then you're just going to put in the details. It's really quite simple. We're going to say that this project took place on January 10th of 2019. To get credit for your service hours on Journey to Excellence, you do need to record them in the year which they took place. Then you're going to put number of youth members participating in the project. And we're going to say that was 10. So that's 10 scouts. The number of youth who are not members participating in the project. So this would be siblings or cousins or friends who came with the scout. Let's say we had 2 of those. The number of adult leaders participating in the project, say 4 adult leaders, and then the number of other adults who participated. So this would be unregistered parents, grandparents, anyone else who is bringing a youth to the project. So let's say we had 2 of those. So in this next box, you're going to put in your total unit hours. So you add up 10 scouts plus 2 non-member youth plus 4 leaders and 2 other adults. So that's 18 people participating. And let's say they did 2 hours each. So 2 hours times 18 would be 36 hours of community service completed by your unit. And then if it's a food collection, like we're doing here, you have to put in the number of food items collected. So let's say they've collected 100 items. And the next step, which of the following organizations did you partner with on this project? Well, we partnered with the local food bank. So here we have local food bank or food pantry. To what organization was the food donated? Tri-State Food Bank. And then briefly tell us about your project. So this is just a brief description. We're going to say collected food for the needy. But if you're planting trees or doing a park cleanup or building benches for a church or whatever it may be, you might want to put a little more detail in there. And then you're going to hit submit report. Now since this pack is no longer active, I don't want to submit the report, but once you submit report, you'll come to a screen that lets you know that your service hours have been recorded. Right after you hit submit report though, you will get a pop-up box that asks you to double check all your information before you hit send. So submit report, click OK that the information is correct, and then you'll get that screen telling you that your project went through. So I'm going to cancel this and return home. And then once you report your service project, you can go up here to view previously recorded projects, and your newly entered service project would be right up here. Now if you don't see it immediately, I would give it 24 hours. Sometimes it does take it a 24-hour period to update that system. And here you can also see all the other projects your unit has ever done and recorded. So that's all for reporting service hours. Thank you for joining us at this roundtable, and we hope that you come back for next time. Have a great day.